Game number 1, a little bit more Division S North America, ladies and gentlemen. Broken Alliance Gaming against Celeb Gaming is our series. It's another best of 5 playday number 1 in Division S and A. We have Shredded on Johanna, Mason Blaze on Kerrigan, Jet on Medivh, Cubico on Anduin, and John on Malthael. And over to the right side, Celeb Gaming with Tiger JK on Jaina, Mokka on Vala, Griffey on Mal'Ganis, Vespertine on Thrall, and Hebi on Deckard Cain. Okay, let's go. So, single support on both sides. Well, blue team has at least Medivh to fall back onto in those instances, but with Infernal Shrines being our first map in the best of 5 series, we have a hyper-aggressive team for the blue side. Kerrigan jumping in, trying to get the combo off, having a bit of assistance from Medivh, who always can portal her out or supply the shield to help her in these cases. Well, let's see if that's going to work for them in the long run, because on the other side we of course have quite a bit of trying to catch the old man here. On the other side we have a lot of lockdown around the shrine. You have Deckard Cain, who's quite nice to control the entrances and just the Infernal Shrine areas in general. Medivh makes all of these rotations just so much more dangerous, because you can supply that quick portal to any lane and then allow you to jump onto a single target. So I guess in the early game at least, the red team will play this incredibly safe. At least they should. They need to just fall back a little bit and just play this very, very calm and collected. If they move too far out onto the lane, they're gonna get punished. So we have Vala in action again, down here already, talking about punishment. Seems like Jaina is gonna get attacked a little bit, or nearly was at least. Yeah, our Dreadlord is already looking for that extra damage with the burst later on. Over here, quick setup against Mal'Ganis, and Griffey gets out. But you can already tell how this is going to work, at least in the early game. I'm actually surprised that they're trying to go for this. I feel like the second it's being spotted by Medivh, there will at least be a portal to threaten a setup. Love the turtle, by the way. This one is at least pretty awesome. So there's a couple of really cool mounts that we have now outside of the money pick. Even though, of course, it is common knowledge that the money pick rules and is the best mount that exists in the game. There are other mounts that look pretty good. Can at least glance at them. I mean, you're not cheating on the money pick, but, you know, you can look. Looking is okay. As long as you don't ride it, it's fine. Well, here we go. Eternal Retaliation is in. We have Mana tied in, level 4 talents, just as the Shrine is going to be announced soonish. Multi-shot build, obviously, for Vala. I mean, it's Infernal Shrines. You already start off with Hot Pursuit. Very, very rarely do we see the Hot Pursuit into Arrow build hybrid. On this level, you obviously are not going to see an auto attack build, because the level 4 talent is just total shit on Vala. Creed of the Noob. If you want to go for an auto attack Vala build, you still go multi-shot, and then on 16 you pick Manticore with the adjustment on level 20 into the Farfly Quiver. That gives you more than enough auto attack damage against the front line in the late game. Yeah, Anduin at this point with enough fire on level 20. Attack speed low. And that's actually something that would also be pretty useful if the guy was just able to finally use a sword, which is obviously not the case. I mean, he's just throwing light bombs around. It's like, ooh, light. Yeah. Either way, Varian, you know, that would be someone that can benefit from that auto attack damage. That guy knows how to use a sword. Rumor has it that sometimes he uses too. 18 stacks for Thrall, nearly done with the Echo of Elements, and a bit of a flank in from the back line, going straight in for Hebi on Deckard Cain as they're trying to get the kill here. Anduin with a bit safe as he pushes or pulls Johanna out. That's actually going to be the interesting part. You have Johanna and you have Medivh. You all of a sudden have 2 heroes that can work with, well, not displacements per se, but you know what I mean. You have first of all Anduin that can pull the target literally out of harm's way, and then you also have Medivh who can provide the shield and the portal to pretty much accomplish the same thing. Now, Thrall and Malthael are still rotating. The rest of the team is just looking at this fight over here and trying to get some damage in. But the Mortar Punisher is claimed by the red team without them having to kill a single hero here. So level 7 talents now on both sides. And the bait over the wall. Yep, there we go. Big Punisher jump already, but the side wall is open as they're trying to lock someone down. They connect with 2. Don't think they can get the kill, but they can definitely pressure them a little bit more and threaten to take more than just the wall. Fountain alone would already be a small victory, but if they can take the fort, that would of course be the dream. And they are pushing heavily behind that fort now. Damn, son. Getting good damage in and more isolation even with Deck Arcane for just a moment. The fort is actually gone. They might lose a hero on the retreat, but I'm still going to call worth it even if that happens. But in comes Thrall and shushes them away. Easily done. Yeah, we're 4.5 minutes in. We haven't seen a kill yet. One objective already taken. Both teams on level 8, but with an entire fort eliminated. That's a huge lead now for Celeb Gaming. Thrall also with the Ancestral Wrath. Obviously, on this level of play, still the best talent for Thrall to take here. Self-sustain plus a bit of a nuke that you get together with it. Can't really beat that. Thrall also on solo lane still taking care of all the experience that they need here. With the level 7 talents, we also have the Boundless Fury right now. Kerrigan is always a little bit angry. So that makes perfect sense here. But I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the dam to break. You know, when the entire time you don't see a single kill or when you're on Dragonshine, there's no objective taken. And it's just like, the tension builds and builds and builds, and at some point the dam just breaks and all of a sudden kills keep coming on all sides and fronts. And that's exactly what I'm waiting for here. I feel once that we're seeing the first kill, it's just going to happen one hit after another. Medivh has 16 stacks, by the way, so he's still working on the baseline. And since we didn't see a whole lot of big team fights going down on the map now, there weren't really a lot of chances for him to get massive stacks in. But that also makes it dangerous for him, since after level 10 there's obviously a lot of lockdown available for the opponent to maybe drop him if he reveals himself there. Sundering, if taken by Thrall, could do the trick here. Earthquake, of course, still an option for him. Blessed Shield is now claimed. Okay, Light Bomb is in when Kerrigan makes her approach. And Last Rites is ready too. And we have the ley line for that setup. Vala, this time with Rain of Destruction. So we've seen a lot of strafe, especially in Europe. That's mainly when you are kind of safe. Ooh, and wait, look at the play. They're trying to make the kill again. Yes!
First blood.
Melganis is down. The old man with the sleep setup just a little bit too late. Couldn't use his ult there yet either. Thrall went into the Earthquake and has to rush away from the top. With Jaina, I mean, you could definitely go ring here. With both of those sleeper cells in on the red team side, you could definitely try and use that as a setup for your Ring of Destruction. And simply lock them down once that they've been used there. So Melganis, first blood in the game, already back to business. And we're looking at Shrine number 2. First one resulted in the bottom fort being taken, but it's more about the Kerrigan control apparently. They're going into Water Elemental. Okay. No Wombo in here. Here we go. Getting one of the Shaman camps. Other one on the left side is also taken. And it's ready. Dinner is served. Let's go for the minions, baby. Shredded is already rushing around with Johanna, trying to anchor the play a little bit in the bush, but the blue team is a bit delayed. And therefore, slight advantage for the red team on the stacks as they are making their way over now. The camps colliding at the top side. Catapults are already pushing the bot a little bit more, so the wall at the keep might take a bit of damage. It's not really going to threaten the keep itself. It's too early in the game for that, but still, those catapults will have an impact. And over here, the stacks keep coming. The red team is doing extremely well with this. Vala is, of course, fantastic here. Oh my god! The kill against Jaina just as Vala unleashes mad damage with a multi-shot. Jaina goes down, but they still have the better position here for a bit longer. 33, 34. They are getting so close here. And Vala drops another multi-shot that brings them to 39. Thrall comes in, claims the Punisher, but Kerrigan gets another kill against Melganis. 3 kills against 0. The Broken Alliance, they are ahead on the kill count, but they have just lost the second objective too. Medivh is moving to the bottom of the map. He needs to take care of it. There's 2 catapults already towards the top. You can see Thrall dealing with the Shaman camp that has previously been taken by the blue team. Yeah, but they're starting to push through the middle a little bit, and that lockdown is dangerous. Very dangerous. Anduin needs to be super careful with this. It's still a 2 versus 3, so I guess they're not really too scared of Vala, but as long as the Punisher is around, you need to at least be a little bit cautious. Inevitable End is now in. Wall is open. Fort itself has, of course, not been taken. Now, we're still waiting for the first kill on the red team side. But with a good setup, they should be able to pull that off. They definitely have the damage numbers. When you're talking about Thrall, Vala, and Jaina in this case. So if Jaina doesn't die instantly to Kerrigan, like we've seen in the last fight where she just got locked down right away, then that should be totally fine for her. But now we have the Ancient Blessing. The old man is going to grab some value. Gloom also for Vala. That definitely is going to help quite a bit for survivability. And then on level 16, we just have to see. Frost Shot, Manticore. Manticore is the standard these days. But again, Frost Shot is always great. And if you feel that you don't want to engage too heavily into the team fights, you're a little bit worried about Kerrigan coming through, then the slow is fantastic. And you have also more range on it, which can allow you to, from the outside of the shrine, start to poke in a bit more and get the value there. So both viable. Depends on if you want to play more aggressive with Vala or a little bit more of a passive stance with her. The blue team is looking at the exact opposite. They wanna fight. Blue team is coming in and they're saying like, hey, we want to do something here. We want to fight. We're gonna set something up. Blessed Shield comes in and they try to portal it over, but it's a little bit too late. Portal control is there. It's not enough damage just yet, but the setup not as successful as they were hoping for. Water Elemental has also been used though and is trying to chase them down. It's not going to get too much. I mean, it locks down on Johanna, but it's already too late. She's nearly made it towards the fort and is close enough to the fountain to take a quick sip if needed. Hero damage on the blue team, by the way, is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But that doesn't mean anything. If it's enough to get the kills, then it's all that you need. You don't need high numbers. If you are very precise in the way that you attack someone and it's more single target damage, not just that AoE spread that you oftentimes see, then low numbers don't mean anything. It's totally fine as long as you just coordinate them properly and get them onto the right target. I mean, Vala has pretty much the same amount of damage as on the other side, Malthael, Kerrigan and Medivh combined. And still they haven't found a single kill. So, yep. There's another setup. Blessed Shield missing again. Shredded. Missing the second one in a row here pretty much. Vala goes down though, and that's exactly the coordinated effort that we've been talking about. Even with the Blessed Shield missing, they still get that easy kill against Vala. Now they have 4 kills against 0. 16 against 15, which gives them also a talent advantage over the opponent. And that comes just as the shrine is announced. So Vala should be back by the time that it's active, but it's starting to become a bit of a nuisance. Red team just can't get kills. They can't get any kills here right now. I honestly want to see what Vala takes. I'm really curious. I mean, normally you look at the setup and you immediately say Manticore. But if she feels that she needs to stay more back, she can't wait for 24 Flight Quiver, and she needs more control with slow so that she can stutter step away from opponents, and going into Frost Shot might not be bad. You can poke from the outside against the shrine, you get a lot with it. Seething Hatred? Okay. I mean, didn't see that one coming. That seems a little bit out there. But okay, Seething Hatred instead it is. I've seen it now once or twice. See that instead. Still feel that it is a little bit weird. I mean, again, you get some damage out there, but I would rather take the utility and the range of Frost Shot than that. Either way, Seething Hatred is in. The kill against the old man as Kerrigan is again getting value, but the problem is this time the turnaround is there. And that ley line came just a moment too late. All of a sudden, Kerrigan and Johanna are both down, and these are the 2 kills that Celeb Gaming needed. They get the kills, they get a little bit of lockdown. Inevitable End has served Malthael in the last fight well. Now we have 5 kills against 2, but, well, mad value. First of all, top side, bam, 4 down. And down here, camps are being taken now. You have all the time in the world. You have 39 stacks already, so that's a secured objective. And they can take both of the camps. Yeah, they can activate this one too. Vespertine is already coming in. So they have Kasvas pushing on the lanes. They can take the objective once the Deckard Kane is on his way back. So yeah, they are looking great with this right now. Alpha Wolf for Thrall on level 16. Damage output is in. 32,000 now for Vala. And they're trying to go through the bottom of the map for the fort. Yeah, and for the blue team, this is a shitty spot to be in. Malthael has to deal with that, which means that he's missing at the bot lane attack. And the longer he needs here, the more time the red team has to push through the bot lane without getting pressured in the slightest by Broken Alliance, because they still have to face a 4 versus 5 situation. Yeah, that wall is gone within half a second, and now here comes the attack. But the lockdown Kerrigan with another setup, and she actually gets the kill against Mal'Ganis. Now Malthael comes into, and for the red team, oh god, it must be frustrating. You just work on these advantages the entire time, and then you lose a hero within half a second, but they're still grabbing the keep. So this is pretty much the only thing that they could realistically hope for, and they get the keep. So losing Melganis for a keep is still an absolutely worthy trade. And it wasn't realistic for them to hope to go for a core with this either. So yeah, it's still fine. But with 3 kills through the last rides for Malthael, that means that he has now a 15-second cooldown reduction. By the way, Medivh has still not completed his quest element. Sitting at 28 stacks now. Still a bit far away from it. Yeah, but it's starting to become a very interesting game because there's not a single fort that has been taken down on Celeb Gaming's side. They're still far behind on kills. There's only 1 fort still in play in the middle of the map, and that actually is getting attacked now by the minions too. There's just like pings everywhere. Problem is that hiding against Medivh is always a bit of a... yeah, well... it's a bit of a useless endeavor if you ask me. Medivh in his Raven form is just going to fly around the entire time. But he's actually just looking for them down at the bottom. So they actually missed them completely. They missed them completely here. And Medivh is now coming up to the top. It's actually quite impressive that you are able to sneak away from Medivh. He immediately made his way back up to the top when they realized that Johanna was getting attacked here. It's a bit unfortunate for Celeb Gaming. There was actually Johanna that walked into that little trap that they tried to set up, because with Iron Skin she can easily move out. Didn't even have to use the Blessed Shield to buy herself a bit more time. And, well, right now it's just a play for 20 and waiting for the next objective. That's kind of what we're talking about here. And the red team still holds on to the top fort and the fountain. If they can save this for the duration until the shrine is being fought over, that would be the dream. But here's level 20 talents now. And therefore the red team has to back off. Medivh cheats. Really? No shit, Sherlock. So, Radiating Faith. That's him too. Anduin and Malthael still have to make that choice. No one can stop death should be what Malthael heads into. Would be shocked if he doesn't do that. And with the camp taken, I guess we're going to see this taken apart now. Half a level is still missing for 20 for the red team, so they are not going to make any moves around it. Instead, they're just going to sit here, take some camps at the bottom, take a couple of waves, try and make sure that nobody attacks them, gets a kill, and just get 20 for the next objective. So yeah, they have to sacrifice the fountain, they have to sacrifice the fort, that's absolutely fine. It's still all about the fights. And there's at least that one thing that can be said for Celeb Gaming, since they destroyed the keep on the opponent's side earlier, and they themselves haven't even lost the fort, there will be significant catapult pressure against the Broken Alliance during the entire objective top side. So I actually think that they should move down to the bottom and eliminate that wave. They can't possibly leave that there. Ho, ho, ho. Ballsy choice. 2 catapults already in position, 3rd one moving in, and we're already looking at core. I mean, fair enough, but I expected them to at least take care of the 2 catapults. I mean, we're 17 minutes in. This is not quite Winion territory just yet, but it's still taking a bit of a risk. They could eat damage on the core if worst comes to worst. Lockdown top side. Oh, everybody pressing the R button. And Anduin comes in and saves the target. Johanna gets out. The problem is that Malthael did not. Malthael with a no one's can stop death, and now, yeah, he needs to go down to the bot lane and use the time to defend this right now. The team has completely fallen away from it. So, objective is in their hands. Yeah, they gave it up. Actually trying to make a move now, but Malthael isn't on the way yet. Catapults have finally been dealt with, and that was important. We even have Rancor taken. I mean, honestly, that Vala build is out there. That level 16 and 20 choice on Vala is quite something, if you ask me. Varian's Legacy on level 20 for Anduin. Now that's really not really a shocker, but seeing that heavy of a focus and not seeing the Farfly Quiver on 20 is very, very interesting. Mokka is feeling like the second reincarnation of Make. He's the American Make, maybe. Like, he's... yeah, and that's why you get Farfly Quiver. That's exactly the reason right here. Because that safety helps you. Doesn't matter if you have Rancor on level 20. If you're dead, you can't get the extra damage, baby. Perfect showcase. Johanna is down. So that's at least something. I mean, it's a trade, 1-for-1. Catapults are now at the bot lane on the core, once again, as mentioned earlier. But this one, at least, is going to be taken down by the minion wave, so that's going to help. At the top, they're still fighting for the next Punisher. And yeah, it's an even battle there. See if they can make it happen. They're currently trying to go for Thrall. Ults are pretty much out, but Jaina is down. Jaina down, but the Punisher is still taken. And Thrall is dead too. That would have been awesome if they could have gotten Thrall out there as well. If the Punisher falls and they only get Jaina, then they can at least start to push through again. But yeah, not really the case. So I guess they're going to settle for the fort in the middle of the map. I don't see them realistically go for more here. So the game is going to be delayed a little bit longer. Yeah, 4 stacks by the way for the last riots. This at the bot side is going to get a bit of damage in. I suppose that Johanna is going to take care of it. Someone has to. But they're also burning the Punisher down at the top side quickly enough so that they can deal with the catapults. But as you could see earlier, it did a fair amount of damage towards the shield. So that was a single catapult. So yeah, this is going to become more nasty. And another one. Another 4 taken down. They're getting one camp after another. Again. 45,000 damage on Vala. And in we go. It's still a bit mind-blowing to me that Vala actually went for Rancor. Very greedy setup. Very, very greedy considering that they are also playing this without a double support. And against Karrigan, plus also Medivh. Okay. So, Mokka is going up towards the top. I prefer Cappuccino. But, kind of a double. Is Medivh, by the way, done with this quest? Of course not. 20 minutes into the game, he's sitting at 35. I mean, he hasn't died yet. He's patient with it. Yeah, 20 minutes into the game, Medivh is currently still 5 stacks away from completing that. Right now, bottom of the map. In comes our defense squad, trying to deal with the catapults, and now that we're 20-21 minutes in, obviously this is starting to become more difficult to deal with. Once that those catapults make it to the core, they are going to rip that shield apart. We are late into the game. It's Winion time. Good lockdown against Mal'Ganis. That was actually a ton of setup that they had there. Not enough to really kill him, but still. They also still have, of course, like a few heroes around that could have helped them easily. Mal'Ganis himself could have used the full defeat. There's the fight up at the top, and oh, that's a kill for sure. Down they go. Karrigan and Johanna both eliminated within a second. Guys, if they get more kills, this could be game. They go for Ando and he's down, and that's another drop as we have Malthael die. He comes back. No one can stop death, but now the red team is just barreling through the top lane. Quest is completed for Medivh, and he instantly dies after completing it. My job is done here. My job is done. Sayonara, ladies. Good last rights, though, against the healer. So Deckard is down. If he can get Vala? Nah, with 30 seconds over here, there's just no way. For just a moment, I thought maybe he has a chance to make a miracle happen, but no, there's absolutely no opportunity. Malthael is down. 5-man team wipe as Vala dies, but so does the core, and Celeb Gaming takes the 1-0 lead in the best of 5 series against the Broken Alliance Gaming. GG, and well played. Game number 2, Broken Alliance against Celeb Gaming, and we are on Battlefield of Eternity for our second map. On the left side, Jet on Chromie. We have Mason Blaze on Jimmy, Cubico on Anna, and John on Rexa, with Shredder on Garrosh. And to the right side, with the 1-0 lead in the best of 5, Heavy on Stukov, Vespertine with Uther. The double support setup here. Uther on the side lane, most likely. Oh, it seems like Johanna is heading over there. Tiger JK on Liming, Griffy on Johanna, and Mokka on Greymane. Okay, let's go. Yeah, it's actually an interesting setup. If you're already playing, like, we have seen this Uther side lane stuff a few times, but if you play with Johanna, then all of a sudden you have a hero that has the wave clear, and you might just think to yourself, well, why don't we just set Jojo up on the side lane instead? She has pretty much all of the things that a side laner needs. She has some survivability through her trade, could go into the Laws of Hope even on level 1. In this case, we have Hold Your Ground, both talents Of course, still very strong on level 1, depending on the situation. And she has a very, very strong wave clear. So we have top side. Now Johanna going up against Rexxar. At the bottom of the map, it's the double supported up. And Stukov, with the silence plus the slows, is immediately putting Garrosh into a bit of trouble. Tiger JK follows up with Li Ming and gets some serious damage through. They're not able to secure a kill, but hey, they're off to a good start here. So this could be a wild one. Yeah, these Uther plays are always a little bit weird. It's interesting. In Europe, it's actually Pepe My Lady that plays a lot. Like the Polish teams play quite a bit with Uther in the main tank position, the side lane position. It's of course not quite as prominent anymore as it was just previously a bit. Blizzard still reduced his main tankiness slightly in one of the recent patches. I'm not quite sure if it was the last one or the one before. But yeah, just recently. Chromie is also still firing away, and that little fake dragon is is doing well here. Also, Jimmy with good attacks, obviously with the ace in the hole on level 1. Another stun coming from Uther to set something up for Li Ming in particular. The chronic conditions are in. One could argue that Chromie herself is a bit of a chronic condition. Okay. I don't really feel well today. Oh, why? I have a Chromie against me. Who has never had that situation? Very annoying. There's a reason that there is also a nickname for her, calling her the Sand Hitler, because she's just pissing off people ever since, I don't know, 2017? Like, who knows? 2017, 2019, I don't even know when she was released anymore, but it was a while ago. The little sandwich here, still doing her thing and just firing sand around the entire... Who likes sand, by the way? Like, honestly, people always, like, speak about the beach like it's the best place in the world, and I think if you go for a bit of a walk on the beach, that's always nice, but if you just lie on the beach, there's always, like, this asshole next to you that at some point is just, like, leaving, picks their towel up, and just, yeah, the entire sand is ending up in your face. The beach is fine as long as there's no wind. That's pretty much what it's about. As long as there's no wind, and as long as you have something that you can put your stuff on where there's no sand, it's fine. But sand itself is like, ugh, very, very annoying. So, yeah. Beach awesome, beach plus wind pretty stupid. So, just saying. Have to put that out there. Two of them usually go together, which makes things a little bit more annoying. Also, have you ever been, like, every single time you're at the beach, there's always this one person that is topless that you do not want to be topless. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, if you've ever been at a beach, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's always that one person where it's just like, please, just please, please, put something on. Put a shirt on. I'm gonna buy you the shirt, just put it on. Please! My eyes! No!
Nope.
Yeah. Either way. As the game continues, and we're still talking about sand flying around, but in this case it's Chromie just firing away with the Dragon's Breath and everything else she has in the arsenal. We still see a lot of pressure onto the Immortal because Greymane on this side is getting one auto attack hit in Walking Form after another. There's a nice flank actually from Tiger JK. Damn, nearly taking Granny out. Trying with the second follow-up to seal the deal, but not able to make it happen. Yeah, our little striker Li Ming here is performing well. That gets a medal in my book. So the objective is also taken by Celeb Gaming as they are starting to take the advantage in game number 2 after just claiming victory in the first game. We haven't seen a kill yet, a bit reminiscent of what happened on the first map, but still, they have the advantage and are starting to go straight up through the top. So in we go. Immortal comes in, and let's go. I guess you're gonna get the wall. They shouldn't really get much more than that. Chromie now also with the bronze talons taken. There's the flip, and Stukov is in trouble. Yep, Stukov is, I want to say down. Don't tell me they can... No fucking way. Yeah, there we go. All right. Grandma takes him down, but for a moment I really thought that he would be able to survive this. That would have been wild. Also wild. Taking flight on level 7 has now been locked in for Rexxar. Going into the Hunter-Gatherer on level 4 is going to help him a little bit with the armor once he has the quest completed. But of course, this is a map where it's a little bit more tricky to get those globes in. Uther gets thrown around, and our little Woodchuck Chuck is starting to make his way towards the fort itself. They need to take that down, but they go for Garrosh first, and they can't take him apart because... Oh, so I thought. But then in comes Li Ming. Gets the kill. Calamity value also once more true, but that means she is a bit too deep and goes down against the structures. Yep, taken out by the towers right there. Uther on his way down to the bot lane. Once again, in a position where he can maybe answer the internal question, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? But so far, the only thing that he's chugging is the opponent's minions apart. Must be a shitty job to be a minion. Like, think about it for just a second. Like, how bad does your life have to be if you get asked, like, hey, do you want to be a minion? You say yes. I hope it at least pays well. But I assume not. We need to ask Bernie. It's probably not enough. He would know. But, well, the minions get eliminated one after another. It's a very unthankful job. Like, nobody talks about the minions here. Sometimes to have, like, a hero archer like Harry on Dragonshire, but that happens very rarely. Half the people watching this video are just now thinking that I'm totally high or drunk and have, like, what the fuck is he talking about? But the two people that know what I'm talking about, they appreciate all of this. So, 9.5. Bit of a fight at the bot side. Slowing sands for Chromie. You see even more sands, not even temporal loop. Jet knows exactly what's annoying, so he goes for temporal sands and says like, yep, I've been to the beach lately, I know what it's about. Let's annoy the hell out of them. That's gonna give you the gives us the value right here. Talking value. 10 would be awesome. Need the level 10, baby. Well, that was a great throw. Damn, son. Into the stun. Follow up. Double stun. Vespertine got just stun locked for like 5 seconds or so and got the Chromie damage also put straight up on him. That was insane by Garrosh. Garrosh's like, I don't need any one of you plebs to help me out here. I got my boy the Immortal, the two of us. We're close, baby. We are super close. We're bros. That was insane. Luther just sits there and says like, hey, I can't move my hero anymore. Something's wrong, guys. I think I'm disconnecting. 2 kills against 1. And Garrosh still trying to see if he can maybe get another approach like this. If he is able to throw Stukov. I mean, keep in mind, he actually was the reason why Stukov died earlier in the first place. So now we have level 10 for both sides, and the fight is on. The halftime show has been significantly won by Celeb Gaming, and they're trying the play again for the opponent's Immortal. Well, Ming is firing away quite nicely and gets mad value out of it. The blue team is sitting at the side and is like, nah, don't really know what to do here. Yeah, super defensive right now, and also for a good reason, but as long as Tiger JK has the freedom to just take position here the entire time, he's going to get value one way or another. Either he's going to poke the heroes down, or he's going to poke the Immortal down. Either way, it's going to be fine with him. Yeah, jumps out before the panda. The bear gets a little bit too aggressive. There's Greymane with the Divine Shield as he starts to move in. And 5 hit points on Garrosh. Calculated. Garrosh gets out. I can't believe they didn't get a single kill here. Greymane looked like he would easily be able to at least take one of them down. Instead, they are just parting ways without a single hero falling. Now at the bottom of the map, Tiger JK needs to deal with a Chairman, and does. But the blue team is finally starting to move forward a bit more aggressively in their attempt to finally decide an objective in their favor. 9 stacks only for Rexa, by the way. Yeah, he is not getting a lot of globes. If they win the objective, that's a different matter. Then he gets a few extra, so that would be great for him. So far, hasn't really happened here. Oh, Indomitable has to be used by Garrosh because he was in the stun circle. Got completely locked into that. So that didn't really do anything for him. Once again, start towards the top here. And the red team is now the one that is pushed into the defensive spot. Blessed Shield connects, barely, but it does. And the kill against Reyna. Nice value here from the Calamity, and then Greymane comes in with Uther and they just seal the deal. They finish what Li Ming started, and now with a 5 versus 4, they make their play. They go in and they take it down. They want to go for Garrosh again, but so far he has proved pretty much unkillable. I mean, not quite, but very close. Immortal is already locked in, and that's a big shield that that boy is dropping. Yeah, if you look at the Immortal, he has pretty big hands, and you know what they say about Immortals with pretty big hands. They have big shields, exactly. My thoughts exactly. So, 12 against 11, half a level lead now, and since they took down the top fort, they are now also getting some value at the bottom of the map, since they will be able to push through another lane with occasional catapult spawns. Main question is just simply, can they get even the keep? Should be able to open up the wall, but if they can snowball this to the keep, that would be the absolute dream for them. 2 kills against 2. not really a very kill-heavy game, despite all the action that we've seen in the exchanges in the mid lane, or in the middle of the map. Yep, wall gets open up, one tower down. Immortal still has a few shields. They're poking from the inside. Chromie in particular is of course great for that, not only because of the slowing sands here, but also because she can get with the Dragon's Breath and the rest quite a bit of value against it. Nice approach here for a second from Johanna. The Divine Shield keeps her alive. She went a bit too deep for this, but they actually are able to get some keep damage in, and some significant keep damage at that. Virulent reaction on level 13 also for Stukov. They're trying to find a kill. If they get one, that would be fantastic and could lead to them actually dropping the structure. But it's not quite working out. Or is it? Chrome is in trouble. And actually barely jumps out of harm's way. Yeah, that was close. Garrosh did a great job there once more. And they're still poking. And for good reason. That thing is so close to falling apart. Bit more damage, but there's the flip, there's the trade. Greyman, the kill. Garrosh is down. Garrosh down, and that keep still stands. They go for Uther, and that is the end of Vespertine. Yep, him taken down, that puts an end to the push too. They actually hold on to the keep. I gotta admit, that was nicely done by the Broken Alliance. 17 stacks also for the level 4 talent on Rexar's side, which means that soon enough he's gonna have the extra armor, and so will Misha. But the entire setup that we have is kind of working still. 13 versus 13, 3 kills against 3. Outside of structures is very close, but keeping or holding on to the bottom keep, that was important. Also, build still, I mean, we're going full on grenade build here for Anna at this point. These days you see a lot more specs again into the Sleeping Dart instead. Especially when you're looking towards the European side, but not only exclusively there. It's always a little bit of a shift with this. In Europe it was actually interesting. When I talked to Lauber about this in one of the interviews, he actually said that everybody was on the grenade train, and then it was Banana H that came back in after one of the patches and started to just show everyone once again the light and how Sleep Dart is just the superior way to play that, and just completely crushed them. You see the grenade every now and then, but in Europe the absolute standard build is definitely Dart build at this point. Okay, 3 kills against 3. Push through the objective is what they are hoping for. And this time it's a bit of a race. I mean, against Greyman, against Liming, you shouldn't really be able to win this if you are Broken Alliance. And as this turns out, that's exactly what's happening. There's a 3000 HP difference between the two. 3500 even. So a very comfortable situation for Celeb Gaming. But it's still even talents. So, despite the fact that this hasn't really been the best game for Broken Alliance Gaming, they still have a chance of winning a team fight, and then snowballing that here. I'm actually a little bit more surprised that nobody is trying to sneak through the bot lane and put more pressure in. But Greyman is at least taking the camp at the bottom of the map. If they can lock that in, then that would mean that eventually this is going to happen one way or another. Catapult is already there. Now we're going to see the Khazwas move in. So time is definitely working in the favor of the red team. Yeah, that keep is gonna fall if nobody pays attention to it. And they seem determined to instead focus on the objective. It's not really unfounded. I mean, they need to win an Immortal at some point, and they are starting to run out of time. The top lane is pushing against them, the bot lane is pushing against them. They need to make a move, and they try to make it against Mokka. He gets the Divine Shield to stay alive a little bit longer and gets the heals shortly after. The double support is definitely working out as the Warlord's Taunt comes in. Once again, the lockdown against Garrosh, but it's not enough. Instead, it's the red team that loses 2 heroes. Uther is dead, so is Johanna. The bottom keep falls as expected, but they've made their choice early on. They decided to go for the Immortal, and so far it has been rewarded. They get the double kill. Now they just have to lock that thing in and make sure that they get some value out of it. They sacrificed the keep for it. Now they need to trade. But Greyman and Stukov, they are still murdering that shield. Greyman in particular, with one hit after another. Liming goes down, she gets taken down on here, bought a little bit more time, but that only means that Greyman nearly annihilated the hit points that the blue team's Immortal still had. So we're looking at a very small shield. Now, I don't think there's a world in which the red team can hold on to their fort. But as long as they just simply keep the keep in play, they're gonna be absolutely fine here. It's 6 kills against 3 now on level 16 versus 16. But that loss of the bottom keep is a big problem, since at the bot lane, the fort has also not been taken apart on Celeb Gaming's side. So it's really, there's no resistance against those catapults that spawn now with every single wave for the red team. Li Ming is back, but she's not really with the fight. Uh-oh, losing a hero now would be a disaster. And they're looking for exactly that. Warlord's down, the challenge is in. Greymane is down. What a beautiful setup again from Garrosh. But that hit against Jimmy. Jimmy is down too. You gotta feel with Broken Alliance a little bit. It seems like every single time they make the one play that they need to make in order to get ahead, it seems like they're immediately getting countered. Now we have the quest completed for Rexa. It's going to be great for him. Push to the top seems to be at an end though, because as expected, that Immortal is not able to break through the entire wall. And at the bottom of the map, the catapults, I mean, it's 16 minutes and they're not going to do any real damage to the core. They're probably going to scratch the shield a little bit, but that minion wave is going to take it down. It's not, they need to scale it a little bit harder into the late game to get real value. Benediction on 16 for Uther. That's now, of course, a big tool to be used in the next fight. Also, when it comes to the Stukov build, I mean, we have the Fetid Touch on level 1, have the combo then with the Long Pitch on level 7, and also the Biotic Armor now. So not really as much of a focus that you oftentimes see with the Lurking Arm. Get the silence out there, but the 13 talent is still absolutely crucial here. Getting that particular lockdown is just insane, especially when you're playing with Li Ming and she wants to set up. And yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing right here. They're absolutely locking them down, and that's the kill against Garrosh that they wanted the entire time. They finally get it. They're not able to drop Rexa. Li Ming nearly dies, but Tiger JK is able to get away. And well, they couldn't take the camp, but at least they got the victory against Garrosh. So that gives them a more dominant position on the map now, which easily translates into keeps to be taken, of course. Down here, they can only start to threaten the core with it. There's no real value to be had by pushing these lanes out. Blue team doesn't even have to go in. Blue team can just like sit here and then catch the experience once that the entire wave pushes through. There's also now the bottom Khazra camp taken. They have to go for the Shaman camp first, but it's all about the next Immortal spawn. And Garrosh's going to be back for this, so it's going to be an even talent, but even numbers, even talents, even levels. But you want to make sure right now that you have some top lane pressure through this, especially of course since this one is already gone and can't really make a difference anymore at the bottom of the map. And they even have the early position. And that should give them a massive lead over the halftime show. Only saving grace for the blue team would be a victory in the team fight. That's the only thing that they can really hope for. As time goes on, the top lane is going to become a problem. Uther is already trying to push the lane out even a little bit more, just to make sure that they are getting more value out of the Shaman camp plus the catapult. Greymane is helping out with it, and you can see how Rexa and Chromie are both walking over to the left side, and this is pretty much them yielding the halftime show. This is them just saying, okay, take the halftime show. We have to deal with the top lane. We can't lose the second keep. We'll let you take the 50% on the Immortal, and then we're going to take the team fight when we have a bit more time, because we pushed out the top lane. That's the play right now. And now they need to win it. I mean, they can't really lose another Immortal. If they lose another Immortal, they lose at least the keep. And without a single keep left on the map, the only thing that Celeb Gaming has to do is play the long game. So right now, oh, Garrosh, and he gets out the taunt, and he gets dropped. Counter kill isn't there. No counter kill for him. Actually, Johanna gets murdered by Chromie. Absolutely murdered. Was about to get away, and then the shots connect, and down she goes. Chromie, with 72,000 damage right now, is able to get the counter kill against Jojo. They still have a fountain, and it's close. They could tap, and they know it as well. They can poke around the top, and they're already moving in. Greymane is on the mission. Uther's trying to zone a little bit and buy him a bit more time, and they are just absolutely crushing through this. Jimmy isn't here. Jimmy is now slowly starting to come in again, but that Immortal is incredibly low, and even more damage comes through as Li Ming is annihilating a few more hit points with another spot-on combo right here. Full-on defense mode now for the blue team. And Li Ming is sitting totally safe at the top. Can get another combo out in just a second. The only one that's around here is Misha. There's the combo. Bam! 500 HP left. And Stukov, Li Ming, both of them come through. And that's the Immortal. Immortal taken. Top lane pressure. unless there's a miracle, this pretty much has to be game. It is an insanely difficult position for Broken Alliance Gaming now. First of all, level 20 is about to be ready for Celeb. Celeb Gaming will have 20 with this. They do. Bot lane is getting pressured. Top lane, only the keep is there. This is nearly impossible to hold. Even if you hold this and just lose the keep, you play a game where you don't have any structures left anymore that matter. And then your opponent can just play the long game around the next Immortal, draw you out, and catapults will finish the job for them. Johanna missing, well, actually Indomitable dodged it, but yep, there's the blessed shield out. Uther goes down, but he still has redemption, so that's a problem. And as you can tell, the keep is already about to be eliminated. Mock on his Greymane is about to move away. Johanna dies though. Damn, she just came back. She came, she saw, and she got murdered again. Now we also see the kill against I think Greymane is also dead. Like, what the hell? The red team is all of a sudden just absolutely dominating this. The fight is still ongoing as we have the attack against Habi and Tiger JK, but the Immortal is trying to get pressure on against the core itself and will deliver a few points. No, nothing. There we go, 98. The keeps are all gone. Keeps are all eliminated. And 2 heroes are still alive. Tiger JK trying to take the camp here. And what's the blue team gonna do? It seems like they're gonna try and go for the keep. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to drop the keep. That would be a good start. Camps are taken. Okay, they have to make their way back now. Bot lane is pressuring. They can't go core, but if they can take the keep, that would actually be pretty sweet for them. And it seems like they can, yeah. Keep is gonna be annihilated. But now they have to fall back, and they have to go back quickly. I actually think that helped them. Li Ming just going for that push helped them a bit more, because if they would have just bought a little bit more time, those catapults would do mad damage against the core. And they actually do mad damage against the core. I'm a little bit surprised that nobody Hearthstone backed. I am shocked that nobody Hearthstone backed. That's actually insane. 62% on the core, 58, 55. Yep, they just lost 40% right there. For free. And the attack against Garrosh. Can they set something up here? Not quite. Now the keep at the top side, taking that down, that was a big step. But the bot lane, where the red team still has a fort on the map, is a huge issue right now. Because there's continuous catapults for the red team and there's 0 catapults for the blue team. Not even on every third wave, which is what you get when you take the opponent's fort down. And they're actually going to go for the back door. No way. I don't really think that backdoor would be a smart move here. They should more be interested in just like drawing this out a little bit. You don't have to backdoor that. I mean, you have a Divine Shield and you have Greymane, so that can help you. But let's see how they play it. If they just play defensive and buy time, that would be enough. There's a big push topside now with the camp that they just took. Oh, Ana! Oh, Ana is down, and that's not the only kill, isn't it? Yes, Jimmy is dead too. Easily done here by the red team. Yeah, they're trying to go for Greymane, but he survives and he even takes the kill against Garrosh. Li Ming falls, but a full 5-man team wipe as the Broken Alliance gets crushed in the team fight. And with 55% on the core, this is obviously the end of game number 2. Celeb Gaming taking a 2-0 lead here at Division S North America. Nicely done. Chromie nearly with 100,000 damage, but unfortunately for Broken Alliance, not enough kills to turn it around. Well done and well played. Celeb Gaming with the 2-0 lead in the best of 5 series. GG and well played. Game number 3! It's another NA game, it's another Cho'Gall game. I honestly don't know what to say at this point. NA seems to have a huge affinity lately for Cho'Gall. We have another one in play. And Celeb Gaming has a 2-0 lead. I've seen this MO before. In the previous Division S match that we casted, when a team was behind 0-2, they also played Cho'Gall, and then they all of a sudden started winning. So apparently Broken Alliance is starting to use the same strategy. Shredded on Gal, we have Jet on Reyna. John on Rexa, Cubico on Oriel, and Mason Blaze is playing Cho. And over to the right side of the map, the double support setup is in again with Tiger JK on Uther this time, Vespertine on Tigers, all that percentage damage, Heavy on Ana, Mokka on Jaina, and Griffey on Imperius. Alright, let's go and let's see what they can actually pull off this time. The Cho'Gall setup is always more than a little bit interesting. So, what do we have? Double Deed is actually the Cho'Gall name. Okay. Yeah, well, double Ds can be a little bit intimidating. I agree, but I'm not quite sure if that's a verb. Taskmaster on level 1. We have Kalos tied on the other side for Little Cho. When we're looking over to our Uther setup, then we're currently seeing him with Hammer of the Lightbringer right there. So he works on the cooldown reduction for the hammer, trying to drop it. And Imperius as the main tank is something that you might not see really all that often, but with a double support behind you, a little bit more viable. Yeah, and Tychus is of course trying to go... I would be shocked if Tychus doesn't go for the bigger they are. I mean, you kind of have to. At this point, you're going up against Cho'Gall, which is, to my knowledge, the most hit point heavy hero in the game. Has more hit points than Deathwing, and therefore, I guess, more than anybody else. Unless you are an insanely stacked Stitches with your level 1 talent on the region globe. But outside of that, I don't think that any other hero is able to contest Cho'Gall's hit point pool. So the bigger they are gives you mad value, which is pretty much what we're trying to say here. First minute is in, blue team has already taken their camp, and now they want more. They're a little bit greedy. They want all of them. Wait a second. Ah, there we go. For a second I thought that Cho'Gall can actually take 2 items. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, that would have been quite the revelation. Today I learned, but no, he actually missed it and Mokka took it. That would have been more than a little bit incredible. I mean, in the past we oftentimes talked about how Cho'Gall on this map is also... it has a slight disadvantage too, that you can only take 1 item with the hero, so the maximum amount of items you walk away is 4. But for a second, yeah, I thought he got 2. That would be pretty incredible. 1 item per head. That would be awesome. Alright, so, bottom of the map. Griffey is sitting tight against John. It's only Misha that is pushing out. Uther is currently hammering away against the camp. It's gonna take a while. But, well... with the healing beacon now claimed by Celeb Gaming, they have an item advantage heading into the first objective fight, which is going to start pretty soon, I'd say. So far we didn't see a single kill. Against Cho'Gall, stuns and any kind of burst damage that you have is always fantastic. Oriel, though, she obviously gets a lot of value, and since Resurrect got buffed pretty... incredible, to an incredible extent by Blizzard, the talent is taken a lot, and Oriel herself has made a huge resurgence in the meta too. Together with Cho'Gall, she can obviously get some serious value here. And, well, we'll see how that works out. So at this point, the red team is taking the early lead on the progress bar. Has taken the position a little bit quicker. Yeah, here's the bigger they are, as already expected, but it doesn't help you if Tychus isn't around. Jaina is instead down at the bottom of the map. Healing Beacon gets already dropped. Tychus is now slowly making his way over. Cho'Gall on 50% HP. And in we go. Mad damage against Oriel. And Oriel gets completely wrecked to shreds here. Since Tychus came in and started to open up with the minigun, she just didn't have a chance. That hit point bar disappeared within half a second. That was pretty nasty. Alright. Level 7 talents are in. Top side, he might have moved out a little bit too far. That's a 3 versus 1 pretty much. And that's going to be it to that Tychus, isn't it? Yep. Tychus is gonna die here. The Renegade is down. First he lost his cigar and then he lost his life. Feels bad, man. Has a pretty rough patch lately. Anyways, we're having double trouble on level 7. I mean, everybody that plays against Cho'Gall has double trouble. You don't have to pick the talent here. But yeah, so we're having a little bit of a quest reward. We have also the Hand of Freedom now taken on Uther's side, so you can start to work a bit against the stuns coming from particularly Misha, but also a good wall stun from Oriel will of course count for that. Tiger JK here. With the first Protector, you try to prepare the top lane, so the idea is to take the fountain down so that you have an easier time around objective number 2. Currently trying to pull that off. Should still be able to make that play. Cho'Gall is defending, and he's not alone. He gets a bit of assistance from Jimmy. They're getting at least some damage in. There's the pressure. And they're actually missing out on the damage. They just can't connect that. Finally, that could be enough with another setup. Yes, fountain down. That's all that you have to do for now. There's another wall stun against Ana. And Cho'Gall comes in again. Gets stunned out though. Gets attacked too. And it's honestly, he kills Ana. I mean, it's great if you have the bigger they are against Cho'Gall, but it doesn't really do jack shit for you if Tigers is the entire time on the solo lane. It hasn't helped you at all. You need to kind of have him on the same lane as Cho'Gall in order to get the real value out of the talent, or it's not going to help him. So 2 kills against 1 for the time being. Edit is sitting top, it's moving in. And also now looking at Uther. Tiger JK is starting to more so solo lane as here come the level 10 abilities. Tigers needs to be very careful down here. And so does Griffey, but I think they're going to get that kill. Yes, they do. Oh, and Jet also wanted to have a little bit more extra damage against Ana, but at least in this case it didn't connect. Level 10 ability is really doing well so far. Unleash the Boars, Hyperion, you have the Twisting Nether, and of course also Resurrect. That's a pretty nice setup for the blue team. I gotta say that their lineup is actually pretty nasty. You have with Misha then at least 5 bodies in the team fight. You have Oriel for the Resurrect. There's also Unleash the Boars. Now the stuns come through as Uther decides to go into the Hurricane. Or the Vine Storm. I guess Hurricane is gonna grace us with its presence later. Or at least it's a realistic option. Odin is in. And they're trying to go for the flank, and that's a good flank. Yeah, stun into stun, and goodbye Rexa. That's the moment when you're happy that you didn't go for Animal Husbandry. Doesn't have the armor completed yet at level 4, but still, that's going to give him more value in the long run. Resurrect, Hubiko is sitting right there and is like, yeah, I don't know about this. Early game is also a little bit weird anyways. Death timers are still quite low. Your cooldown is obviously something you don't want to burn for someone that is just like dead for another 10 seconds unless there's a team fight over an objective that you really need to win. But it's super time sensitive. But if you're in a position where you can wait out that time frame, then sometimes saving the cooldown is worth it a little bit more. Little attack here. 3 kills against 2, 11 versus 11. Ana and Jaina have taken a camp. 3 kills against 2 overall. 2-0 lead in this series for Celeb Gaming. And now the approach towards the top again. Tiger JK is currently just playing Juke City and is able to get out. Nice. And here's the bigger they are. Now we're talking damage. Yeah. Cho'Gall all of a sudden drops in HP, but I don't think they have enough heroes around to really lock him down here. There's always time for a spray, by the way, as we could just see. Tiger's on 14,000 damage. Only Jimmy has more than he does. But Gall is closing in. But it's control point time. And level 13 for the Broken Alliance is gonna be an advantage that will be quite tricky to go up against. So they need to send someone into the middle to get experience. And they again send Tigers. Tigers is their boy. He's the one who has to always rotate to the mid lane and try and get some extra XP for them. Talk about extra experience. It's getting to a point where we have Rexa actually moving through the bot lane and getting even more damage in against the fort here. So the blue team is actually giving up on a few points on the objective. And is instead going for the bot lane and items. They're trying to make the play for Tigers. And he is down. Tigers is dead. Dropped the turret before he fell. Can easily take this one now too. Now they have all of the time in the world to take the item and then go to the top and take the objective. But they actually let this one slide. Instead they're trying for a second to chase Ana down. But the old granny is a little bit more nimble than they expected. That's why they didn't go for the turret. Why go for the turret when you can go for the healing beam? Okay, so they take the healing beacon. And they take the objective. 13 for Celeb Gaming is ready. So that's going to help for them. And yeah, down here, Granny has taken the next turret. Alright, let's get this show on the road, boys. So, first of all, Rexa is already sitting at the top side. For a long time here was really an unbearable situation for Misha because it was nearly impossible for her to get anything done here. The red team was always trying to home her down, but I mean, bear with me for just a second because I think that Rexa is going to add a lot of value here. And if Misha has to go in with her bare paws and take them apart, she will do exactly that. And already she's looking for that stun. But Cho'Gall is around too. And he's going to try and set it up for Misha to get the value. But there comes the whip into the wall. Misha already a little bit in trouble. And it is just an unbearable disaster as once again we have Misha taken down first. But the blue team is still fighting. They're trying to avenge her here. And they get the kill against Blondie. Jaina is down. Odin is still on the floor. 99% for the red team. They're so close to another objective. And in we go. Blue team has taken position, and Misha is back, trying to go straight in for another stun, and this time it's the one against Uther. Imperius comes in. We still have Cho'Gall alive, though, and keep in mind that Oriel has Resurrect still available, so even if he dies, then they're going to be able to revive him and get him back to business. It's still a 5 versus 5 on the map, though, now that Jaina is already on her way back towards the top, and there might be another chance for the red team to make a play for the Protector. They're closing in on it. 99%, and Uther, oh, the stun and the kill. Uther is down. Misha is still holding the position, but they gotta move back in. They don't have a lot of time left here. Oriel still has the ult. There's Misha. Orexa goes down. Molten Core. Jaina is dead. And they're trying to go for the second kill against Imperius. Imperius is about to fall, and they are going for the Protector. No problem at all here. 8 kills against 3 now. The blue team with another stun against Anna, and she is dead as well. In comes Rexa. He gives her the axe. And that's the end of the support on the red team side. Celeb Gaming loses hero after hero in the struggle. They are way behind in experience now. 16 against 14 at this point. And they are easily starting to make their way through the top lane now, crushing the fort on the go. By now we have with the 16 talents, Paint them Red and Runic Feedback already taken. Rexa, the worst actor in the universe, goes again for the feigned death. Nobody ever believed that shit, but hell, he's still trying. And Shadow Snare is in for Cho'Gall too. Alright, so bot lane. That's normally where you see the Protector headed next to prepare for the next objective, as we said previously. They're going to try and do that. It's always kind of interesting to see Cho'Gall actually in the Protector, by the way. So Cho'Gall and Oriel are in the Protector, which means that Rexa and Reyna are currently the only two that are not in there. I actually think that the reason is that initially Rexa wanted to go in and Misha just refused. I would refuse too. Once that Cho'Gall enters the Protector, you know that it smells in there. I have no idea how Oriel does it. Then again, I never really looked under that hood, so I don't even know if she has a nose or not. I suppose you could put a Protoss in. To my knowledge, they don't have noses. But either way, the Protector still gets the value as they're going for Blondie again. And she dies a lot. Yeah, our little snowflake over here is melting in every single team fight. That's 3 deaths already on Jaina, so a girl needs to be a little bit careful. So far, not of value on her. Gets the damage out, granted, with 29,000, she's not looking too bad, but she's also getting crushed every time. Yeah, then again, our side lane Tychus is slowly working down the fort in the middle. Problematic is, of course, that the one towards the bot line has already been taken out by the opponent. And in we go. Still top side. Espadine is sitting tight and saying, boys, I got this. Where's my wave clear? And it's like, but Tychus, did you see your hero damage? It's only at 28,000 against the Cho'Gall with the bigger they are. But did you see my siege damage? Look at my siege damage. Look at it. Ah, that's a former Zagara player right there. Siege damage value. The split push is real. I mean, they need 16. All memes aside, they need 16, so I'm not trying to rip on him. But yeah, they obviously needed the XP here. There's the old nice Hyperion, that's mad value already, and they're starting to go straight forwards. Rexa is feigning his death again. This time it worked out, but the red team claims the easy beacon. Yeah, they get the healing beacon, they have level 16, they get the fight. Hashtag worth it. Nano boost on Jaina made it happen. This time Blondie didn't fall. They're still trying to take another fight over here. 2 levels behind, so the stats advantage is definitely a thing. Big damage, and Tiger JK goes down. And we still have Cho'Gall in play. I don't think we've seen... have we actually seen a single death on Cho'Gall? We haven't. Which means that Oriel didn't really get the 2-for-1 resurrect value. That feels like a bit of a shame. Honestly, you want to go for that bargain. Oh, Oriel already doesn't really get a lot done here. He needs to get that. Needs to at least get the resurrect against Cho'Gall. That's the reason why she was drafted. She's sitting there, boys, I feel useless. Tychus side laning again. Again, all memes aside, they need the experience. But still, it's always kind of funny to see him. The composition kind of makes it, of course, a bit mandatory that he or either Jaina moves towards the side. He at least has a little bit of an escape tool available to himself with the dash and also the wave clear there. But yeah, it's just funny to see it on the minimap. It feels like one of those, you know, Storm League games where you all of a sudden have a hero that never should be on the side laning the entire time, not joining the objective, and you just see him getting ping spammed the entire time and people yelling at him, just join us here. Obviously right here, this is a different setup. He needs to take the side lane value and has done that the entire time because they were trailing behind in experience and needed the even talent. But it's just a funny sight on the minimap. Objective number 3 is getting unlocked in a few more seconds, and with level 20 so close, is there any doubt that the blue team is going to take that? I mean, my only question is really how much they're going to be able to do with it. That's probably the only question that I really have here. Because this is always one of these weird things where with the third protector on Volskaya Foundry, you're not necessarily able to take the game anymore. So keep alone would probably be already a win. Depends a bit on if they can take the team fight first. Red team is in an interesting spot because they're actually trying to delay this a bit. I'm not sure what the game plan is, but 20 is going to hit any second. They're not going to be able to fight on even talents. That's just not happening. I mean, there's 20 now. So at this point, you just have to hightail it out of there. Which is what they do. Take items instead. Okay. Waiting even for Misha to come in. Don't want to be caught in a 4 versus 5. But in we go. First of all, the shifting nether is now taken. Also, we have Katoon's gift for him. And on top of that, the kill command. No speed resurrect this time. Yep, no race car version. Instead, the shield of hope. And there's a lot of survivability on these bad boys now. And the red team does the only thing that they are supposed to do. They just move as 5 onto lane and say like, okay, let's take structures. But they're getting a pretty decent deal here. They just took the fort at the middle and now they are taking the one at the top. And the blue team should have already started to push the bot lane a bit more aggressively than they do right now. With them having full vision, I mean, they're sending the heroes in now, but that could have happened a little bit earlier. But now that they know what's coming, they need to get some damage onto it. But from the red team's perspective, it doesn't really get much better for them than that. Of course, in an ideal world, you want to have level 20, but let's just face facts here. They won't be able to soak that in time for the defense. But taking those 2 forts down, that at least help them in the long run. So if they're able to defend here and not lose the core, then that's at least something that is going to help them for the rest of the game. And yeah, the defense is being set up as we speak. And top lane is at least going to push a little bit more heavily with this. Down here, Protector jumps in. Cho'Gall and Misha are both in. Damn! That is getting pretty tight in there. You have Misha, Cho'Gall, and Rek'Sai. It's like, okay, they're switching out. Apparently there wasn't enough space after all, so Jimmy has to take over. Misha complained and said like, hey, if you guys don't get me out of here, I'm going to call Peter. Yeah. Jaina is dead. More news at 11. And seems like Tiger JK might follow, but there was no stun available for Misha anymore. So now, with the Protector gone, they still have everybody in position to go for the core, maybe. Starting to jump straight in, and it's damage time. Drop that shield, baby. Oh yeah, there we go. Already a couple of turrets down. Here comes Tigers, the stun, and the kill as Cho'Gall goes in for another quick drop. Yeah, North America and Cho'Gall, it's an interesting dynamic. And Cho'Gall has a pretty okay win rate over there. So all of a sudden we're looking at 14 kills against 3, and outside of the heroes falling, the hit points on the core get obviously reduced within seconds as well. Down they go, 50 kills to 3, and that is a 2-1 lead for Celeb Gaming as Broken Alliance puts the first point onto the scoreboard. GG, and well played. Game number 4, Broken Alliance. They're trying to try and make it happen with a reverse sweep. Jet on Greymane, John on Dehaka, Cubico on Lucio, Shredded on Garrosh. Every single time I've seen that name, I wanted to say Redhead. I don't know if that's wishful thinking or if it's because he has a red head, I don't know. But that SH in caps lock at the beginning just throws me every time. Mason Blaze on Junkrat. And on the right side, Celeb Gaming with Yerel played by Vespertine, the Space Goat in action. Tiger JK on Jaina, Mokka on Sylvanas, Griffey on Melganis, and Hebe on Anduin. Team Blondie, pretty much. It's honestly, I mean, it's pretty much Melganis and his harem right here. Yep, 4 girls and Melganis. That's what's getting played in this game. It's a little bit of a new composition, but I'm pretty sure that Melganis is quite happy about it. There's a lot of female attention that he's getting in this game. Currently, we have Anduin straight with a renew here on level 1. And we have Lulcio on the other side with the smooth moves. Yeah, you need to have a lot of smooth moves if you're going up against this many attractive, powerful, and independent women on the opponent's team. And one of the smooth moves immediately made sure that Jaina got dropped. So we're pretty much continuing where we ended on the last game, don't we? With Jaina dying right there. So Jaina down, and yeah, blue team going for the rotations. It's a setup that's actually going to be interesting. They have a lot of wave clear. They have Greymane, they have Junkrat, they have Dehaka. Lucio could guarantee them swift rotations on the lanes, and if they get Greymane on structures, they might be able to just play the macro game with him. So that could be really interesting. Then again, let's see how this is going to play out for Celeb Gaming. Celeb Gaming is currently in a position where they are looking at Urel on the side lane. Haven't seen the Space Goat in a while, so I'm actually happy about that. Sylvanas also currently with the might of the Banshee Queen right there. And Tiger JK plus Hebe all moving through the mid lane together with the Siege Giant camp that he just took. And whenever Sylvanas is part of the mix, you already know that you can't leave a lane alone with Sylvanas in a mercenary camp, because she's going to disable the structures. I'm going to rip you apart. Bot lane, more camps are being taken. It's pretty much a play here. Celeb Gaming going from camp to camp to camp to camp. They don't have a global, so they need to have pretty clean rotations and make also sure that they don't waste too much time in team fights. Need to make sure that they take those. And they can't really play the macro game to the extent that the opponent can. Seeds are already spawning on Tomb of the Garden Curse. And in we go. There we have it. Hand of Freedom! A Scottish or American goat, one of the two, enters the game as Freedom is getting more important on level 4, and that's a good talent to have, by the way. All memes aside, the fight comes in. Urel isn't here yet, so they're starting to make their play, and the save from Anduin for just a second, but Melganis might still fall, jumps back in, and everybody in the blue team is all of a sudden in trouble. But there's a quick flip as Garrosh at least helps out, and so does Anduin on the other side. Greymane is dead, so is Garrosh, and all of a sudden we have the blue team taking a little bit of a beating. Looked great at the beginning of the fight, and then it turned quickly. Now at the bottom of the map, Junkrat is sitting tight trying to take the seed, but obviously there's still a little bit of defense that's going on with that. So they don't even focus on it. Red team is just saying, fuck it, we're going for the camps. You can take the seed, who cares? We're going to try and push your top lane. Urel is the only one that is still around, and she can delay that even more, which would allow the red team to push to the top with Sylvanas and the camp that they just took. But instead of making that play, they just take the camp and then rotate down to the middle. Urel already signaling, guys, we have a little bit more time here. And with Jaina now moving back from the core into the team fight, it's exactly what's going to happen here. The teeth are chattering and clattering, but it's not going to change what's happening in this particular fight, because top lane, that's where Dehaka is already positioned. That makes this a 5 versus 4. And Garrosh can kiss his red head goodbye. Garrosh down, and in we go. Yeah, another shining moment for him. 7, very close now. Yeah, well, also take another. They take first of all the first plant, the first seed, then they take the camp away. You look at the mini-map and the entire thing is pretty much red, because they take camp after camp after camp. It's also an apparent move for the next kill, and they get it. Greymane down, 7 kills, 4 kills against 1, 7 against 6. Slight advantage even for them in XP, which leads to an earlier talent. And that's a great start for them. I mean, it all started with an initial kill for the blue team, for Broken Alliance. But at this point, Celeb Gaming is starting to run away with the game a little bit. And the camp at the bottom of the map forces Junkrat to stay here a bit longer. Needs to defend against all of this, and that means that up towards the top, the position for the red team should be way better around seed number 2 that is now spawning here. Let's go. Another camp taken. That mercenary experience is starting to seriously add up. I mean, look at the difference in mercenary experience between the two teams here. It is pretty fantastic. Like, it's really, really strong. That's where a big part of that lead comes from. Some of it is mitigated by the fact that Broken Alliance did a better job on the minion experience for now. But still, this is pretty nasty. So now with the second objective being attacked and the experience lead already being there, you need to be super careful. Lucio also needs to be careful. You can't go really in too deep against this. Space Goat was still at the bottom of the map. It is now starting to move in. We could even see a fight being delayed until level 10 and then an easy grab for the red team. And they might do exactly that since Urel is still sitting in the middle. Against Junkrat actually. And trying to get some extra experience for the team. And nobody has made a move yet. Except the blue team, who obviously have a very big interest of grabbing this before anything else happens. So, in we go. Dehaka is on the way down to the bottom of them. I mean, he has the advantage of running the global, right? So he can always try and use that to join the team fight after pushing out a wave. But you can absolutely tell that the red team is just saying, guys, why would we fight this now? Delay it, poke around it a little bit, take level 10, then we get it for free. Don't have to risk anything here. Yeah, this is definitely not a no risk, no fun team. They don't like risks. These are the guys that go for the car insurance, the life insurance, you know, travel insurance, and all of that stuff. They're playing it safe. Why wouldn't they? They're 2-1 ahead in the series. They want to have the victory in the best of 5. Better safe than sorry. But the poke from Junkrat, that would piss me off a little bit. Junkrat and his stupid grenades the entire time. And that little fucker is just doing it all day long, isn't he? Vespertine is jumping in and just says like, okay, come on, Lois. I'm gonna help you a little bit. And they're just giving up. Level 10 on the other side. They needed half the team to delay the blue team until they finally had level 10. And on the other side, you just have Junkrat doing the entire thing on his own. That little Australian shit. G'day, mate! Oh, and then the dumb laugh behind it, of course. God, that hero is and was always awesome. There it is, finally taken. But Jet has moved down to the bottom of the map and has now also stolen another camp away. So we have this taken, the wall is being opened up. And I kind of like it. I mean, Broken Alliance, they play the annoying style, but I love that. They use the tools that they have to their fullest extent, and you gotta appreciate it. Urel now at the bottom of the map is already starting to ping boys their siege giants. I mean, she can easily push them into range now. So this is an easy defense. Can move back and then deal with the entire wave that gets pushed through from Dehaka, whereas the rest of the team is obviously focusing on the remaining 2 lanes here. Level 10 abilities are now in for the 2 teams, but we still need to see some bigger fights here. Topside pressure. A bit of damage that he already suffers at the hands of Sylvanas. Down here, another camp is about to be taken. Lucio is running around here. But, yeah. Gets sniffed out early. There's nothing really to be done here. They're a little bit more timid. I mean, again, there's no real insane damage that anybody pushes out just now. You look at the damage numbers, and the highest that we're looking at is Sylvanas with 10k. You have 8,000 on Jaina. We're 8 minutes into this game already. There wasn't really a lot of team fighting happening thus far. Greymane alone is only sitting at 5,000. But this is a fight that the blue team now has to go for if they want to make sure that there is no objective against them. That's a great setup, though. Anduin with a big boy save. Oh my god, nicely done. Anduin, a strong, independent woman with a great play right here, making it happen, saving the target. I mean, if that doesn't deserve equal pay, then I don't know what does. 4 kills against 1. Now the objective is coming through. Hoppity hop over the wall as we're seeing the Taros moving in. And in we go. With 13 talents in their hands, they have another insane advantage now. They have the objective pushing, they have the talent advantage, they have the heroes on the map, and they are just crushing here. Speed of the Pious has been claimed. Remorseless is in 2. They're moving through the bottom, taking the fort apart. They go into the middle to do the exact same thing. The Haka is still defending the top of the map, but this is where this game starts to explode a little bit. Nicely done. And it all happened. I mean, seriously, it was a great move initially from Garrosh to try and get the quick flip and kill, but then Anduin with the save, and that just ruined them. There were so many cooldowns already burned to get the target, and then they couldn't. Now they're making a play for Dehaka, and he has no chance of getting away from this one. Absolutely none. Goodbye, Dehaka. Yep. He's eliminated. Maybe they can get the kill now against Mal'Ganis. And yes! Griffey is down. Andon was again trying to make the play, but it didn't really work for him. Not this time. Didn't have enough time there. And Garrosh, I mean, Shredded is still trying to make his plays here. And he's actually starting to crush it. That's a good ult from Auriel. They might get the kill against Lulcio. The hammer full on into the face of the little hipster, and down he goes. But the Space Goat is also eliminated, so still a 2-for-2 kill count. The top fort still falls though, or will fall in a few seconds, which means that the entire outer ring of defense of Broken Alliance has been eliminated then. Yeah, can easily take that apart as they're moving back. They're still trying to catch them a bit here. Dehaka came in with a global. Anduin! Isolation! Sylvanas escapes, but Jaina is dead, and Anduin, he's on the run, but he goes down too. 5 kills against 6. Yeah, they get the kills. But they lost all the outer structures. It's a bad spot for Broken Alliance. It's a tricky one, seriously. I mean, right now, you just look at the setup here, and kills look okay, experience look okay, and then you look at the at the minimap, and you're just like, oh, bad times for the blue team. 21,000 damage from Junkrat, 19,000 on the side of Sylvanas. But it's gonna be a rough game. They have globals. Now, that is still the one thing that we have to point out here. They still have the globals. That gives them a bit of an advantage. They are the team that can suffer some structural losses and make up for it by just defending with Dehaka and then moving into the team fight. But on the passive experience side, this gap is going to widen as the game continues. Especially if Broken Alliance isn't able to take any forts down. They need to win a few team fights here now. And it should happen around level 16 talents. I mean, it seems like, at least for now, Celeb Gaming is happy to give this seed up over here. Doesn't really spawn in a good position for them, and the two teams are both aiming for level 16, so they're willing to let it go. That's exactly what they do. Level 16 talents are now taken on both sides, and in this case, we also have now Templar's Verdict and the Evasive Fire. Okay. But more importantly, also Northern Exposure. So even more kill potential from Jaina, at least. 16 talents come in. On the other side too. Elongated Tongue. Once again. They're making the play for Garrosh, but Indomitable. There is a reason why Indomitable is the standard pick in any competitive game. A very good reason for that. It just makes Garrosh so much better. His engages are better, you have a much harder time of actually stopping him, and if you get caught in a situation like this, it's an easy click to just help you escape it. But now that it has been used, it's something that is missing in this little fight down here. Already going straight in for his own play. Here comes Urel with a light bomb, and down he goes. Elimination of Garrosh, easy peasy, 7 kills against 5, another shot at the seed as it's about to spawn, and the red team once again ahead. Slightly ahead in experience, ahead now as they're moving through the map, and it seems like they're actually aiming for the bottom keep even. In a 5 versus 4, they're absolutely willing to make that play right now. And yeah, they're going to do some serious damage. I'm not quite sure if they can go for the keep itself, but the wall is at least going to fall, and they seem to be totally willing to commit to that. Oh my god, the follow-up. Oh, the stun in the wall, and then Sylvanas with the arrow. What a nice play. Super sexy as she follows up with her ult, and then there's just no chance for Greymane to escape. He doesn't have the mobility that his abilities would grant them, and just dies. That's a keep down. And it just looked incredibly easy. They see an opportunity, they move in, they just double check if they can maybe go for it. And they see Greymane and make the play. 8 kills against 5 now, 18 against 17. They get the seed. Dehaka is still at the top, trying to get some counter value. Takes the wall down, gets some experience. But it is a rough spot to be in now for Broken Alliance Gaming. And again, look at the difference in passive experience now. So, since some people actually don't really know what the passive experience stuff is all about, it was a bit surprising for me to hear that just a few days ago. 2 years ago, at the end of 2000, and actually not quite 2 years ago, but at the end of 2018, I think it was around November. Blizzard put the patch in just before or after they killed HGC. Hashtag never forget. So that you actually don't get experience from a structure that you take down directly, but instead it's a passive experience increase that comes through instead. And so basically the experience that you would usually gain by taking a structure down previously is now distributed over a longer period of time. And what Blizzard was trying to do with that is to make sure that snowballing wasn't as big of a deal anymore. And right now, that's where the passive experience increase comes from, because with 3 forts taken down and a keep taken down, that passive experience that tickles in for the red team is just way bigger. Big fight, talking about big stuff now also in the middle of the map, where Garrosh is taken apart and the red team is just keeping crushing them. They go for their Haka, they take another victim down, and right now with level 20 talents for them, they might even be able to go for core. They're already moving down to the bottom of the map. They don't even care about the seed anymore, and why would they? They have to be a bit careful with Jaina. Well, do they get any assistance? Nope. Jaina down, and that might have just been the play that keeps Broken Alliance in the game a bit longer. Okay. Well done. So in goes once more the stun into... Lulcio. The end of the lull. That was a quick kill. Up to the top, that fort goes down. At the bottom of the map, there's already one mercenary camp pushing through. They're not going to deal with this. There's still 3 heroes down. They make the play for the seed again, but holy shit. That kill against Lucio was absolutely spot on again. Urel has such a big impact in this game. It is kind of crazy. Vespertine is providing them with one opportunity after another to get kills in. And the follow-up is always there. I mean, every single time when he gets one of these wall stuns through, the rest of the team pounces on the opportunity to kill the target. And yeah, the coordination is just awesome. 0 deaths only on Sylvanas and on Junkrat. Those are the only 2 that haven't fallen yet. 11 kills against 6 in the game. And it is game 4, so Celeb Gaming, with the 2 elite that they have, they are very, very determined to make this the last game of the series. We've seen a couple of crazy comebacks though. And there is a chance that with the team wipe, you can carry the momentum over to your opponent's side of the map. It is a big map though, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. So let's have a look if the team fight with level 20 talents now available for both teams. That changes some things. That's a push that is going to take the wall apart. Might even threaten the keep itself. But with the seed spawning, the blue team doesn't have a lot of chances of defending it. They need to send Haka over. I mean, it's kind of his job. He's the global, so where else would you put it now? And they're going to try and make their play now. But you have to take this fight. You can't accept... Like, anything else is unacceptable right now. You need to interrupt this. You need to fight this. There's already a jump over. They're taking position over here. Haka is still defending. Has pretty much done his job. Jaina moves into the middle. Drops a quick Blizzard to push the lane out even further. But the channel over here is in. Here comes the move. And Garrosh is down again. Insta blown up. No chance for him. No other exposure value right here. The water elemental keeping Greymane at bay. They go for the channel. There is nobody here to interrupt them. This is going to be Web Weavers, Garden Terrors that will push through the lanes now, and that should at least drop 1 or 2 more keeps. I think at this point you want to go for core, obviously. And they're going to start to make their play, going through the middle. It's a 4 versus 5. I mean, there's little to do for the blue team but YOLO in and hope for the best, but it isn't looking good. They lose their Haka, they're about to lose the next hero. That's the end of Greymane. And with only 2 heroes still in play, there's just no chance. Cubico and Lucio is trying to buy a bit more time. He's trying to rush away here, but Jaina at some point even says, like, fuck it, why would I even try and run after you? There's no reason for me to do any of that. I can just go for the core with the rest of the team and we can finish what we started. This is looking like a victory for Celeb Gaming on the first playday of Division S North America. Mid lane keep about to fall, the one at the top lane also about to be eliminated by the Garden Terrors, and in we go. Garden Terror over here has been taken down. Garrosh comes back and is immediately dead, and with the catapult zoning in on the core, this is game! The series taken as Celeb Gaming defeats Broken Alliance with a 3-1 victory in the best of 5. GG and well played.